And given the number of freebies, Rashid Kidwai, promised by the Congress, the BJP largely has stayed away from there. So there is no great sense of desperation. Sometimes when the party may fear that they're on a sticky wicket, some things that the Prime Minister may not be comfortable with, like farm loan waivers, are accepted and agreed upon, but typically there is no such promise. So the BJP seems to be making this manifesto from a position of stability and strength. How do you compare what we've seen from the Congress and what we're seeing from the BJP, Rashid Kidwai?
So Rahul, I think the two political parties are in a very different frame of mind and in kind of position in electoral politics. So therefore the BJP is work in progress. So they are not in a position to make the kind of promises that Congress is making, like making women lakpati and all kind of guarantees, etc. For Mr. Modi and BJP, it's work in progress. This manifesto, doesn't account for what has not been done. For instance, last manifesto also the BJP had said that farmers' income would be doubled. Is there any sign of it? What about jobs? I mean, the CSDS survey is showing that job and unemployment, price rise, these are the major issues. So they have not been addressed. So I think it's a very tall order. The two promises that Rahul Verma was saying about UCC, that all and one nation, one polls. It all depends upon the kind of mandate whether the BJP will be able to bring about drastic changes in the constitution, and for that they require 350, 370 figure. So this is the thing. I think it's high on intent but low on, as we say, on substance, because the BJP is 10 years. If you have not been fulfilled, if you're feeding 80 crore people free ration, this is actually a Congress leave from the UPA and the Congress legacy, and this shows that the BJP is thrust on the social left part of it.
Professor Badri Narayan, from your lens, what stands out to you most when you read and hear what the BJP has to say about its manifesto for the next 5 years?
Rahul, actually, what I see that the entire election is on the election of the new image, and this is around PM Modi. Modi image is the central in this election. This election is not the election of narrative; it's election of the image, and that's why you have seen in this Sankalp Patra there is Modi ki guarantee. The entire election is organized on Modi ki guarantee. Modi ki guarantee means the trust which Modi has cultivated in the public. BJP wants to cultivate, wants to use that trust in giving message to the people. Second thing is, which I used to say, this manifesto or Sankalp Patra is the Sankalp Patra in which they want to disseminate the hope, politics of hope. So hope is mobilizing factor in this election. So BJP 2047, Viksit Bharat, we will give this and that. These are entire hope. The hope narrative is the central in this Ghoshna Patra or in Sankalp Patra. And this hope narrative, the base is beneficiary of different kinds. Beneficiary of four, Gareeb, Yuva, Mahila, and all, this four. And this beneficiary in substantial term, and Viksit Bharat and the big ideology in the form of abstract narrative, which this Sankalp Patra wants to concretize. So in that way, this Sankalp Patra reflect the big politics of the BJP with the micro management of the communities, their aspirations, their desires, and their hope. So this is a very ideal example of doing politics of the hope.
Okay. Rajat Sethi, when the Prime Minister said at the India Today conclave, and I think he's kind of reiterating that subsequently, मैं तो 2047 की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ. What specifically do you think he's meaning? Does he mean that he's preparing India for 2047, or does he see himself as being in the fray at that time?
No, see, if you want to unwrap, there is an economic logic to it. What happens in 2047, the kind of foundations that you laid today are going to really impact what happens then. For 2047, you can't begin a preparation in 2040. So I think he's clear that I'm laying foundations to see India as a developed nation, which means a per capita income of $20,000 approximately. And in that roadmap, you basically have two business cycles. And within those two business cycles, one business cycle is typically 10, 12 years, 15 years max. And within those business cycles, you have to perform. And if you have to achieve that target of being a developed country, From here onwards till 2047, you need to grow at a breakneck speed of 8% year over year without even a single glitch. No democracy has actually gone through that. And that is a very tall ask, and we can't be sort of digressed at all in that journey. So I think
Rahul Verma, does this look achievable? I mean, as an Indian, it sounds fantastic if it can be achieved. $20,000 per capita income. That means each Indian has that as his basic income as an average by 2047. Does it look predictable? Because some of these promises we've heard before, doubling farm income by 2022, etc. It never panned out like that. Even the $5 trillion economy never really panned out. It's good to aspire to. At this moment, does it look achievable to you?
You rightly said, like as an Indian, I would be happy if we reach there or even strive to reach there. But given where we are and the kind of base we have and the infrastructure we have, I'm much more worried about India getting lost in a low income equilibrium trap. Forget about middle income, becoming a middle income country and going there. So hopes and aspirations are fine, and we should have that. But I think the building blocks to be able to achieve those hopes and aspirations seem to be missing. We have the problem of unemployment, but we are not, like, I don't think any government can generate large amount of employment given the kind of crisis global economy is facing. But the bigger challenge is the kind of investment that should be happening in our education, in our health, in our human capital. That doesn't seem to be happening. And so, we have been here before. In the 1990s, we thought we are going to do well. Again, in the late 2000s, we thought we are going to do well. There is again a window of opportunity open. I hope India takes up this opportunity, though the signs are not really good.
Rashid Kidwai, is there at all a plan for the India Alliance to have some kind of a joint agreement on what their potential manifesto could be, at least from the BJP? We've seen what to expect. We've seen the Congress's own manifesto. We've seen the DMK's own manifesto. So we're seeing different parties come up with their thinking. Will there at all be a common thinking that will be unveiled at some time?
No, Rahul, I think it's too late, and that's a very jarring note. I think the India Alliance should have come up with a comprehensive India Alliance manifesto, because the Congress is not in a driver's seat. It's just contesting 300 odd seats, and so it's very unlikely that the Congress would get a mandate on its own. So therefore, I think that's an opportunity that's missed. The Congress manifesto has tried to accommodate a lot of things like, Aam Aadmi concerns in the sense of having some kind of check on Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, and several other things are there which would appeal the other India Alliance constituents. But this is a case of a lost opportunity.